good, Fraanse fam? So today we are going to talk about dorm life versus apartment life and what I wish I knew before going to college. If you are new to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the notification bell also, so every time I post a video, you will be the first to know and you will get more life hacks and DIYs and you will get to see the video before everyone else. It's pretty awesome. Don't forget to hit that button. So I did the kind of freshman regular transition. I went from the dorm and then on campus living, and then I went to apartments, off-campus apartments. And then an off-campus apartment. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. So I first started off in the dorm. Our dorms had just been built that particular year. And so it was really exciting to be the first class in the brand new renovated dorm rooms. What you need to know about living in a dorm is that the dorm styles have changed a lot. We had a suite style dorm living. So there's 2 bedrooms in the suite. There's 1 room and then you have 2 beds in there. You can either put them on top of each other, the same room, as a bunk bed style, or if you don't really rock with your roommate like that, you can stay on your side of the room. On the other side, there's another room just like that, and each side has their own bathroom. Each side has their own vanity area, but everyone shares this particular microwave and cabinet area. So you guys are kind of roommates, but then you're not because you're not in the same room, but it's a suite. You get what I'm saying? Like everyone, you're still gonna see them. Everyone still has the same front door, but your room door is your own door. So with living in a dorm, it's mostly gonna be freshmen, depending on what dorm you live in. The particular dorm style that I had, the particular building that I had, was for, or, you know, just kind of freshman living. You know what I'm saying? So please do not expect to have complete freedom. I know you're excited to get out of your mom's house, but you will still have some kind of rules and regulations than you would at your own apartment. So what I have experienced is you have a guest time frame. Guests can't come whenever they want. You have to sign them in. If you have a boyfriend, he probably can't stay with you. He has to stay somewhere else. You can't sneak people in. They will find out. You have CAs, people that are guarding your particular floor. If you get cool with your CAs, they might let you slide a little bit. But typically, they're there to make sure you're safe and that you're following the rules. So please don't expect to go into the dorm and think you're going to just have the time of your life, because there are all rules in place and there are rules and regulations. They have security that works at night. Whenever you get in from the club, I remember having to show my ID and showing, you know, that I actually lived there. And this particular time stands out to me the most. My brother was going to school an hour away from me at a different college. And so he came one Saturday morning to visit me. Visiting time, I guess, started at noon or something like that. So they would not allow my brother to even come to my room until visiting hours. So it was pretty crazy. And I was like, this is my brother, for God's sake. Like, me and my brother look like twins, so they couldn't, there was nothing we could do. There were so many rules. We lived in the dorms. Like I said, this is the school's property, so they can put in place whatever rules they want. You also have to remember that with living in a dorm, certain schools, whenever there's the winter break, you have to move out and then move back in for the spring semester. Thankfully, at my college, we got to leave our stuff for the whole break. If you wanted to leave, you could. If you wanted to stay in the dorm, you could. But most schools, from my understanding, you do have to move all of your stuff out. When I say everything, everything. From soap to your toothbrush, your wall hangings, everything has to go. And then you have to remove it back in for the spring semester, which sounds really annoying. Also too, you can make your dorm room as pretty as possible, but there are so many rules even with that. We had to use the adhesive strips. We couldn't put nails in the walls. Any little thing that you did, any wrong move, you were probably going to get charged for it. You had to do a checkoff list, just like you do in an apartment, but you had to do a checkoff list and check off what was wrong with the room, so that if they find that the room was like that even after you left, they know that it wasn't your fault, basically. So just know that you can't really do everything you want. Any damages to the walls, any holes in the walls, any marks on the walls, you will probably have to pay for that. Hold on to your keys, you will have to pay for that. Another thing in the dorm, if you happen to get locked out of your room, let's say it was a drunk night, it was a foggy night, and you leave your keys somewhere and you have to call the CA to open it, they will charge you for the inconvenience of waking them up or having to unlock your door. So keep that in mind when you forget your keys or your roommate went out of town and it's just you for the weekend. You don't want to do that because you don't want to ever have to pay for that. Another thing you have to remember is that most things are shared in the dorm. Don't expect to have your own washer and dryer in your room. No. There's a particular washroom, washateria. Some people have to go to a washateria where, you have to pay a few coins in order to get your clothes washed. But in our dorm, we had to I was on the 3rd floor. Luckily, we had elevators, but we had to drag our clothes all the way down to the 3rd floor to the washateria or the washroom. And you meet a lot of people in the washroom, which is pretty dope, but there are people who will steal your clothes out of the dryer because the washing machine's locked, thank God. But if you don't come down once they unlock, someone will remove your wet clothes. Because you have to remember, people are trying to wash their stuff too. People will remove your wet clothes and sit it on top of the washing machine. And please do not leave your dry clothes in the dryer because they will get removed also. And that can cause a lot of fights, a lot of arguments, and a lot of beefs. So now we're going to get to apartment living. My first apartment experience was on campus. It was an on-campus apartment that our school had. It was a step up from the dorms. It was a 3-bedroom. We had to share the common area. The common area meaning the couch, the kitchen table. We had our own dryer. Thank you, Jesus. We had our own kitchen. It was a step up, but it was still a part of campus living. That was a little bit better, but you still have rules. Like, we couldn't drink alcohol within those complexes. I remember a time, guys, from my fellow alcoholics, I had a friend who wanted to throw a kickback. The CAs found out. They made him pour out every bottle of alcohol in the apartment. Every bottle of alcohol, unopened or opened. Like, he had to pour it down the drain. Think about all the money he wasted. My first off-campus experience would be what we would call student living, and that's when a few off-campus apartments that are close to campus, they basically target college students, typically sophomores, because sophomores are the kind of people who lived in the dorms their freshman year and they're like, hell no, I'm ready to do something different. So they target those kind of students, and it's a step up from the dorms. It's a step up from on-campus living because it's less rules. The only rules is to, not punch a hole in the wall, or, there are no rules as to who you can have over, what time they can come over, what time you have to be back in your dorm room. There's no curfew. You know what I'm saying? It's your apartment, but you do have to keep up the apartment, basically. You can't just punch a hole in the wall and expect to not pay for it because that's your damage. Now, with student living is okay because each person has an individual lease. Now, individual lease is you pay for your room only. If your roommate doesn't pay for their rent for that particular month, it doesn't affect you because they have their own lease. The apartment has to deal with them in their own room. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't affect anything. So that was something cool, because if you live with people that you don't really like that, like I have experienced, then you don't have to worry about them knocking off the money. You know what I'm saying? Everything is paid individually by yourself. No one else's business is yours, basically. But in most apartments, you can get a 1-bedroom, you can get a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, or 4-bedroom. Expect to pay more money. You have to be ready to pay money every first of the month. Whereas when you're on campus, it was tuition paid. You didn't have to worry about paying every month. It was what it was. But no, this is your out of pocket. This is your money. Expect to pay between $5,000 to $1,000 a month, depending on where you live. It's less rules, but it's your first step into adulthood. You do have to get insurance for your apartment. Let's say someone comes in and steals everything. Okay, you have insurance covered for your particular room. You do have to share a common area. You have to share a kitchen. You do have to share a washer and dryer. But it is a step up from on-campus living. Now, my last and final point is when I finally moved to off adult living, that's when it's one of the apartments where you finally moved out of your mom's house, and you know, most people that live there have kids, and you see the kids getting on the school bus in the morning, and people are walking their dog. Like, these are people who are real adults. Like, these were not college students where I live. These were like real older people. And with apartments like that, those are leases where it's pretty much split. Or if you get a 1-bedroom, it's all on you. You do have to pay for insurance. Like I said, you do have to show your credit. You have to show that, you know, you can pay for this. You have to show that you're employed. Like, it's a whole different ball game. A whole different ball. Like, this is adult life when you get an off campus. But I did like the experience. I didn't have children or fellow college students like I did in my first off-campus experience. Because it is target to college students, you do have a lot of people who are loud. You have people that are having parties. You can hear people jumping. But thank God I was on the 3rd floor. But you have people smoking weed outside of your room, and people want to smoke weed in your apartment. It's like, where am I? But my last experience and my final experience of off campus was amazing. I had a 2-bedroom. My roommate was pretty cool. Everyone in the area was very mature. Everyone basically had their own kids. People were probably in their 30s, 40s. Most people mind their business. It was very quiet. Awesome experience. And apartments like those, like, we had a fireplace, you know what I'm saying? There was a trash pickup, and it was really, I felt like it was a home, you know what I'm saying? With apartments like that, you can basically do whatever. You can repaint the walls, you can put holes in the walls, you can do this and this and that. But back to, you know, you still can't punch a hole in the wall and expect to not pay for it. But it is a more free experience. And it's a big difference between dorm life and apartment life. So if you have enjoyed this video, let me know in the comment section if I have left anything out, or if you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to comment below. I love when you guys comment below. I did finish college December 2016, so if you want to see any more videos on any college life hack tips or any tips period, I can do that for you. That's it, everybody. See you in the next video. Bye.